Nithyanandam. So many wonderful and beautiful sharing that we have seen so far. And we just heard from Shri Prabhakaran Ayya, who shared his experience. And we would like to invite next Shri Ramesh Ayya to share his experiences of Devi Parashakti's Akashic reading, just so it shows how we are very clear that Devi Parashakti exactly knows what we want. She knows exactly what we need, and she blesses with all the compassion for that same thing to happen in our lives. So we've been listening to devotees who have received the blessings, and we've been hearing their wonderful stories of how the Akashic reading happened and how their lives have started manifesting what they have asked for. And we once again welcome Shri Ramesh Ayya, Nithyananda Ayya. Thank you so much for taking the time and joining us here to share your experiences. For the benefit of our viewers, can you please introduce yourself, where you're from and what you do, and a short description of how you came to Swamiji and how you have been blessed. Please go ahead, Ayya.
Nithyanandam, everyone. Um, Thank you for inviting me here in this program. This is a wonderful program, and I'm really blessed to share my experience with all of you. And as Maharaj said, Swamiji said, my name is Ramesh Khanal, and I have a PhD in nutritional sciences. And I have been living in the United States for the last 20 years and 20 and a half years about. I came here in the US to do my PhD and then continue to live in this country. I'm originally from Nepal, and I'm brought. I was born and brought up as a Hindu. I'm actually Brahmin also, and as a result, the Devanagari scripture is a little bit familiar to me. And I came to know about Swamiji in probably in 2014 or 15, around that time. I came across it. I was, I had been a spiritual seeker. I wouldn't say seeker per se from the very beginning, but I had some kind of interest. And I used to study a lot of Vivekananda, Yogananda, and all the spiritual masters. I would say all of them, the more common ones, that we all have heard about or know about a little bit. And when I was in probably 20 years old, that time I came to know about Swamiji Vivekananda a little bit. And then that inspired me to seek more and more. And before that, I came across the Kaptar Swami, who used to live in Nepal. So that's how I started. And I know some of the mantras myself. When I, in 2014, 15, around that time, I was searching for some kind of spiritual content in the YouTube. And all of a sudden, a young Swamiji appeared in my screen in the YouTube, and then that's how I came to know about Swamiji. Those videos, the YouTube videos may have been from maybe 2003, 4, maybe 2006, around that time, 2007. I see maybe at that time I felt he was 25, 26 years old, and look, this he is talking something entirely different. I knew the Puranas. I have studied Vedas a little bit. I have studied Puranas a little bit. I have studied all the major Upanishads, 10 major Upanishads by that time, and I knew even growing up, I knew some of the materializing part, the Tathastu part, how the rishis and sages blessed just by raising their hands, just by their third eye, and just by the same person can be in two different places, like the quantum particle in multiple places based on their quantum physics at the same time. So when he was talking about that, he was giving that. He was talking about the experiential, from the experiential aspect. And I saw he was not only telling those things, but he was actually transmitting that, the jnana, the actual experience to his devotees. So I felt this is different. This is not mere philosophy. This was not mere reading. This was not mere theoretical knowledge. This was actually happening something within us, and being that is transmitted to the devotees. That's how I, started watching more and more of Swamiji. And in 2017, before 2017, in around 2016 time, Probably it was about September, October. I was watching one of the Swamiji's videos, and that time the company that I was working for, I had spent about 3 years that time. It was about to go to three years, and I did not feel. Um, uh, I was expecting some kind of, after spending certain time, and then I devoting my, really working hard, and I felt, there should be some kind of, improvement in my status, whether financially or whether something else. I felt, and then all of a sudden, Swamiji appears in one of the YouTube videos, and it says, if you are working for the same company for about 3 years, and if there's no financial or promotional reward by that time, either the company is not right for you, or you may have to find something else, something better. There is some kind of stagnation going in the career there. If you don't see that happen within 3 years, after the, about a month after that, all of a sudden Swamiji appeared in my dream, and I felt that Swamiji was telling me that you will not be in that position. You'll be moving somewhere. You'll be getting something better. In November, all of a sudden, I got a call. I was not looking for any. I had just bought. In fact, I had just bought the house there, you know, and I had no intention of leaving that place. Nothing. I was just the society that I was with there, wonderful society, wonderful Nepali society, uh, highly educated. We had a satsang group. We had the Sunday classes. We had satsang group. We had puja. Everything there, and I had no intention of leaving that place. And I had, in fact, I told you, I had bought the house probably 6 months prior to that, just 6 months. And then all of a sudden, Swamiji appears in my dream. And then sometime in November it was, I think, and then you'll be moving from that place. I felt like that. And all of a sudden I get a call from somebody, and are you interested in moving? No, I'm not. I just bought the house. My daughter is in 7th grade. I'm not going to move. No. Would you be open to listen to something at least? Because I'm always open-minded. I have no problem with listening to it. And he tells me a couple of things. Okay, go ahead. I'm not interested, but if they're interested to bring me in, they have to do really something, really great for me. And then after about 2 months, I started packing kind of thing. I got the offer. My salary was almost three times, almost three times with the salary and bonus, almost three times. And then I joined. After that, I joined Paramashivoham, and since then I have not missed any single puja. The morning puja I have never missed since my initiation from Swamiji about the puja, Shiva puja and Guru puja. So that's how and the participation as far as my other experiences. I do the healing, the third eye healing I do regularly. I would not say daily, but regularly I would say. And there are a couple of things in other experiences also that I can maybe share.
That's so beautiful, yeah. So beautiful that you have shared so far. How and this is an experience that so many millions, I can say, who have seen it just by watching Swamiji on YouTube. And in many instances, many people have shared. They may not have even looked for something. They may not have even searching for Swamiji or even anything spiritual. But suddenly, on the screen, just Swamiji simply appears on YouTube, and then his video starts playing or his picture starts projecting itself. They have absolutely zero idea how that has happened. And then they start following and then start looking up, okay, who is this that I'm seeing on my screen? Who is this I'm listening to the satsang? And then eventually they come and then receive the blessings of Swamiji. And this has been an experience of so many people. And like you said, how your intention and how you build up your whole reality exactly at that particular moment, at that particular time. What is needed for this? Swamiji has always been there for us. And once we simply have that sweet space with him, he beautifully offers what is needed for us, and then what exactly that we desire to have it manifested. So, Ayya, can you share about this particular Akashic reading? When you started to hear about this Akashic reading, what was your first thought? Given your strong academic background, how did you see it, and what was your first thought about the Akashic reading?
I'm not sure whether it's the first thought or some other thoughts. So the other thought that appeared later on. I've been, when I'm sitting with Swamiji, in whatever form he appears, I'm completely melted. I'm completely melted. When I think about Swamiji, I'm, my, the Kundalini actually starts rising. And sometimes, if I was just talking yesterday, I think it was with somebody, when Swamiji walks, how Swamiji walks, and when I, see that before doing puja yesterday, the day before yesterday, I believe it was, and I started thinking about Swamiji. I was trying to collect some flowers, some leaves to do my daily puja, and I have rows, several rows of plants, and they have started blooming now. And I was just, and sometimes the sun is rising up, and then I just sit in front of the sun, and then do my namaskara, and then I start thinking about Swamiji, and then the tears of bliss start pouring out from my eyes, and I look at the trees, I look on the plants on the ground, the weeds, the grass on the ground, the flowers, the leaves, the tree, the soil. I feel like I'm also in there. You know, it's just not Swamiji. I'm also there. Those are parts of me. I have not been able to actually, in a sense, feel their experience. But sometimes at the same time, I feel okay. That is also the living being. That
Beautiful,
is,
yeah. It's a
that is
beautiful
also the
sharing and beautiful
vibration.
experience that Swamiji has given us. The experience of oneness with everything that you see and seeing life and experiencing all of it. So I would like to have you talk about this when you first started this Akashic reading and when you started giving your request in. How was that? Can you walk us through that, please? How
Yes,
the whole experience panned out?
yes.
Please say.
I, um, uh, I had, I had filled the form, the SJP, Sarvagya, Peter. I have been, from maybe from my side, I'm trying. Maybe I'm not trying. My intention is still not hard enough or whatever. I have, contributed some, but somehow it has not. The full manifestation has not yet happened. And as a result, I asked Swamiji when Arulvak started, when the day, that started, okay, I'm going to ask again. I have asked this multiple times, Swamiji, forgive me for this one. I'm going to ask you again, when will this manifest? Fully manifest. I just want to move from SJPM, which is the manifestor, to actually being the SJP. And then I asked that question basically because I am not working right now. I have started a business. That business also I started because I wanted to devote more time to listening to Swamiji, to participate more in this one. Because Swamiji always encourages his disciples to start their own business so they can be more independent. So I started that, and then when I put that question to Swamiji, I think it was in my third time I asked the question, and Swamiji all of a sudden, it was just not such as he blesses me with karta, and I have no idea right now. I have no idea how that much, where that is going to, when that is going to materialize, manifest, where that resource is going to pour from. I have no idea, but what I know is it will happen sooner or later. It will
Beautiful, yeah.
actually
And
manifest
one of
sooner
the
or
things,
later.
as you mentioned, I'm sorry to interrupt you. One of the things that you mentioned was to be your own boss. Swamiji has walked us through exactly how we can make that happen. Not only the boss, as in the leader of what happens inside, but what happens around us also, and how we can create our own reality on the outside and be your own boss. That's what Swamiji has blessed us with the right cognitions, the powerful cognitions that can make it happen, and also the right kind of initiation that it has given to make that into a reality. And that is so beautiful. And the blessings that you received for becoming the Sarvagna Pita Karta, and I'm sure the space of devotion that you carry, and the blessings of Swamiji. And now recently we have seen Devi Parashakti has even taken up that responsibility. Initially or earlier, it used to be that when people ask for a blessing, the blessing will be given, that it will happen. But now we have seen more and more that Devi Parashakti has simply said, I will make it happen through you. So even the burden, if you want to call it that, or the responsibility of becoming the Sarvagna Pirakarta, she has taken it on herself. Swamiji has taken it on himself, so that we are not even carrying any external or extra responsibility on our shoulders. It is still that she is going to do it and she's going to make it happen through us. So whether you asked for a blessing to become a Sarvagnapita Karta or just be part of the Sarvagnapita, she's going to manifest and she's going to make it happen. And we can simply rest in knowing that she will do it and simply allow for what she's manifesting through us to happen. And beautifully, she's going to take us through, she's going to walk us through that experience of creating the future. Thank you so much for sharing here.
I want
Anything else? Yes,
yeah,
please.
yeah. Soon after that, the blessing, from the SJP Karta point of view, it may not be the that big of an amount, but there is something appeared. That has been stuck for about 6-8 months. I have no idea how long. I was not even expecting, and all of a sudden, the one morning, I think it was the following morning or or the day after, the money that was that was stuck somewhere. I have no idea, and I had no actually not much of an idea whether or not I was going to get that. That money appeared in my account.
Wow,
Okay,
it's
and then
beautiful.
from that
It's nice
small
to get
amount,
that.
I donated three. From that small amount, I donated into 3 different places. First thing to Houston, our Houston temple, and then there is another temple. There is another we got the COVID vaccine, the Pfizer vaccine. Our family got, and there was announcement there that if you could donate some money, that would be great. And then my wife wanted to donate there. It was for India effort. Even though I'm from Nepal, and Nepal is also exactly experiencing the same kind of hardsome right now. But my wife wanted to, because we got the vaccine from there, we wanted to contribute to that. I donated a small amount there, and then I got another email from somebody that they have started the contribution to help Nepal also in the COVID crisis. So I donated a small amount there, and then whenever the next Pada Puja happens, I'm going to do the Pada Puja. So those are a couple of things. I want to say one thing though, because Shiva, the Devi, there is one very very wonderful poem by Adi Shankaracharya. I want to recite that partly one stanza, 4 lines, and it is so great. I used to recite that a long time before, several years back, and then I like it so much that I'll translate part of it a little bit. I'm not that great on Sanskrit, but I can at least read and a little bit write. And that is Devya Aparadha Chama Stotra. If you don't mind. Na mantram no yantram tadapi cha na jane stuti maho na chavanam dhyanam tadapi cha na jane stuti katha na jane mudraste tadapi cha na jane bilapanam Param jane matas todanu saranam klesaharanam. What it says is, namantram no yantram. Neither I know the mantra, nor do I know the yantra, Sri yantra or whatever the yantras they are. Neither I know the mantra, nor do I know the mantra. Neither I don't even know how to do your stuti properly. I do not know how to do the stuti properly. And neither I know how to invoke you, nor I do know how to meditate on you, nor I know how to glorify your stories. And neither I know the mudras, all those 64 mudras, however many mudras, nor I know the mudras. I don't even know how to cry for you. I don't even know. Tadapicha nadane bilapanam. I don't even know how to cry for you, how to cry properly for you.
It's wonderful.
Even then, despite that, Param Jane Matas, despite that, oh Mother, oh Devi, oh Parashakti, whenever I come to your lap, all my worries, all my, this matcharya bhava, all my klesha, dukkha, the sorrow, the troubles I'm going through, they're all gone when I'm in your lap. Param jane matas
That is so beautiful,
todanusaram
yeah. It's so beautiful
klesharanam.
how you have shared the sweet space of surrender. And thank you so much for sharing with us that beautiful verse and the translation also for that. And essentially just giving us the essence of the devotion, that the space that you have carried to have come in front of Devi Parashakti and receive your blessings. And it is also a reminder for all the viewers that that sweet space of surrender, that sweet space of devotion, when we come to Devi Parashakti, she is ready to give her all the blessings, give us all the blessings that we ever seek, and we may not even know that we want and need. And she's right there and offering her blessings. So thank you so much, Ayya, for having spent the time with us and shared with us your journey and your space of devotion with Devi Parashakti. We have more participants to share with us. Just stay with us while we get to the next participant.
Thank you so much.